So winter has finally went away. The snow has finally begun to melt, maybe where you're at, maybe not. And spring is upon us. How's it going, everybody? It's Mr. Ferguson here. I am in Central North Carolina. Thank you so much for checking out this video today. We're making this one today for the new people, that as spring begins to happen and the sun comes out, like today, it's so bright and sunny here in Central North Carolina, the temperatures begin to raise and that spring feeling is in the air. There's a lot of people that's like, okay, I want to work on the lawn this year and I really want to do it right. What do I need to do? What are the main things I need to focus on? And that's exactly what we're going to touch on, the top 3 things that you need to focus on this spring in your lawn. So this may seem obvious, but obviously your grass is a big part of having a decent lawn. Now, we're not going to get 5-year results of people that have been working in their lawn for 5 years instantly in one season. So we got to have the right expectations. But there's a few things that we need to think about, and we preach that a lot here on my channel for a lot of people that are more lawn care nuts. They're just into that lawn care thing. Being this is for new people, we want to talk about planting grass seed in the spring. For some people, it is location based. We've talked about that recently here on my channel. For cool season grass like what you see here in my lawn, fescue, we tend to have a better time planting this type of grass seed in the fall time. And the main reason that is the case is because during fall, when we plant this in the September timeframe, right when temperatures begin to drop down into the cooler soil temperatures, when we plant our fescue or our cool season lawn, which is fescue, ryegrass, Kentucky bluegrass, it has all of the rest of fall, winter, and early spring to develop roots over all these months so that when spring comes, right now when you're watching this video, it really pops and springs to life, and it's already has well-established root system in place. When we're talking about seeding in spring, we have a short window before summer hits, and summer sometimes can scorch our seed, scorch our grass, and completely devastate it. And we know that seed and lawn care products these days are very expensive. And so the goal here is you may want to be careful, have lower expectations if you are going to seed in spring, but this is based on where you live. You may have a large spring window. If you're further up north rather than North Carolina, you may have a longer spring with lower temps to where you can develop that grass seed, where you can apply biostimulants and products, watering that seed and develop the roots long enough that it will be able to survive the summer in the area that you live in. Here in North Carolina, it's a little more difficult with a cool season lawn. We have to start planting our fescue lawns in the fall so it can develop those roots over winter and then into early spring. We already have a root system in place. So I hope that makes sense. The other thing you have to be aware of is we're going to talk about weeds here in a second, but pre-emergent. If you are applying a pre-emergent to your lawn, maybe you've watched another YouTuber, maybe you've heard that if you apply a pre-emergent and stop weeds, that's the main focus of your lawn. Well, if you've put that barrier in your ground, then you just be aware that your seed is not going to get established with a pre-emergent like dithiopyr or prodiamine. Those are the 2 most popular here on YouTube. Your seed is not going to be able to get established. So don't waste your money and waste your time in putting down grass seed over a pre-emergent barrier that it will germinate, but it won't be able to get established because those roots will get scorched by that barrier on the ground. So be aware of that as well. And then also when we're talking about grass seed, if you are going to plant grass seed in the spring where you are, you need to stay on top of watering it. So that is a crucial part of the grass seed process. You need to keep the seed moist so that it can germinate and begin to develop, but also during the warm days, you have to spend the money on watering that grass. It has to continue to push roots. Mowing is going to help you to push the roots on that seed, but also you need to keep it watered. A lot of homeowners we hear from lawn care companies that are more the professional guys say the biggest thing that they do is a lot of people they'll water the seed, they'll get the seed growing established, they'll mow it a couple times, but then they completely stop with the watering, and that really hinders the grass from its development and keeping it hydrated and and healthy and looking great. So number 2, we want to talk about weeds. We just kind of talked about it here a second ago. We talked about grass seed, and with grass seed comes weeds. Now there's 2 different categories here. We just talked about some people may be planting grass seed in the spring. Some people, like myself, have already put down a pre-emergent or will be putting down a pre-emergent. So weeds may or may not be something that you have to deal with in the springtime. We're kind of focusing on more of the people that are newer to lawn care. So with that assumption and with that idea in mind, most of you are not going to do a pre-emergent. Most people are just like, I don't know, what do I need to do? I'm planting grass seed, so what else? Well, you just want to kind of maintain some of the onions, some of the dandelions, some of the weeds in your lawn, and just doing this, planting grass and taking care of the weeds in your lawn is going to make your lawn stand out and look better than just sitting in the house and doing nothing. One of the things I preach all the time on my channel is, first off, the main organic natural way to prevent weeds in your lawn is having a thick and luscious grass type or grass lawn. So whether it's cool season or warm season, just having a thick lawn is going to prevent weeds from being able to pop up all over your lawn in the first place. So that's the number 1 thing. So if you are planting, you want to plant so that you have a thick lawn, which will naturally filter out weeds on its own. Number 2, if you do have weeds popping up, one of the main things I like to buy is called Speed Zone. And I'm one that's not going to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on chemicals to kill everything. We have to pick our battles, and man, this weed is really driving me crazy in my lawn. Maybe it's you got dandelions, maybe you have onions everywhere in your lawn, and you're like, I really don't like that. I want to clean that up. What do I need? 2,4-D is a product in Speed Zone that is a great option. I've heard NC State professors talk about Speed Zone. We've heard many YouTubers, many in the lawn care industry talk about Speed Zone. It is a wonderful, cheaper product. You can find it on Amazon. We'll put a link in the description below. You can find it. It's made by Gordon's. It is a higher concentrate of 2,4-D than products that you will find in Lowe's or Home Depot. I've said many times on this channel, these are one of the things that got me into lawn care, as my father would ask me. He says, I'm buying this Weed Be Gone from Lowe's and I put it down, but it doesn't prevent crabgrass. It's not killing the weeds. I feel like I got to put the whole bottle down because they're so low in concentrate on the 2,4-D products that you want something that has more of a punch. Speed Zone does provide that, but it's not the only product out there. You'll also see links in the description below for domyown.com. You can scroll through that website. You can find plenty of selective herbicides, meaning it's not going to hurt your good grass. It's only going to select certain broadleaf or weeds that you don't want in your lawn, and it's going to kill those, but it won't harm the good grass that you have. Those are called selective herbicides. So check those links out below. But planting grass, number 1, and then preventing weeds is going to make your lawn stand out. And there's one more item we need to discuss as well. And number 3, you probably guessed it, but it's fertilizer. Fertilizer is something that is going to make your lawn stand apart from most of your neighbors and most of those in your neighborhood. It's going to feed the turf that you have. So whether you are planting seed in the spring, whether you planted your seed in the fall time, feeding that turf is vitally important, and providing it with the nutrients it needs from that fertilizer is really going to make it pop and stand out. And just doing these 3 things that we're speaking of, planting grass seed, picking a type of grass that you want to predominantly have in your lawn, whether it be like in North Carolina, we have a lot of Bermuda, we have a lot of zoysia, warm season grass, but we also have, as my lawn is, a fescue, a ryegrass, a Kentucky bluegrass, a cool season lawn. We can have both here in the transition zone, but picking one grass type, preventing weeds in our lawn, and also with our granular or liquid backpack sprayers, we can feed the turf, and it helps with growth, helps push the roots down and establish. It also, as we just talked about, with a thick canopy, it helps to filter out weeds. Doing this, buying a product from Lowe's or Home Depot, you don't have to buy specialty products. There's no magic fertilizer formula. We encourage people here on my channel to do a soil test. It's a little extra work to purchase a soil test. We have those in the description below as well. If you want to know what's exactly in my soil. Our grass is a reflection of what is in our soil. We've talked about pH levels that are important here. We can grow grass almost anywhere, but to maintain it and establish it is a whole nother topic. And so we want to feed it, but we also need to know what kind of fertilizer do I need to put down. And to know that, there's no one answer for everybody, but to know exactly what you need to put down will come from your soil test. And to do a soil test, look in the description below, get you a soil test. You'll have to take little plugs all over your lawn. You'll send it to a lab. They'll analyze what kind of nutrients or what your current soil is made up of, and what the fertilizer recommendation is for your specific lawn, and you just are dialing in. Do I need N? Do I need phosphorus? Do I need potassium in my lawn? And then you have the micronutrients that it can also tell you. So just doing these three things, even without a soil test, just applying a little bit of fertilizer to feed the grass, planting grass, getting rid of weeds, and then feeding that turf is going to make your lawn stand out this spring. Just a little bit of effort, just a little bit of work in your lawn can make you totally stand out, and you may even get bit by the lawn care bug like many of us here on my channel, to where we even dive deeper into this stuff, get into some of the biochar, get into some of the biostimulants, get into some of these products that help us survive summer and keep it going year round. We do all that here on the channel, and welcome you to subscribe. We're also having a contest here soon for any new people that may be watching this video. At 6,500 subscribers here on the channel, make sure you're subscribed. We're going to randomly draw names and will be sent to your house directly, just as a thank you for subscribing and for participating and being active on the channel. So for those that are new, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, handle your weeds, feed your grass, and make sure that you're also planting a specific grass type to keep the weeds out. If you just do these three things, you're going to stand out from everyone else. God bless you. We hope to see you on another video next time.